Thank you for having me.
I guess the big question is what difference really does the reopening of this market make given the restrictions that were there on foreign ownership, and also does it in any way give an indication of the kind of policies that we'll see the new rulers of Libya pursuing?
Mm-hmm. I think it's obviously a positive sign that the new administration is paying attention to the stock market. It's a sign, or at least they're trying to indicate some return to normalcy in the wake of the conflict. I mean, the exchange had been closed for a year. So, you know, it's a step in the right direction. However, I think it's far too soon to be able to make any judgment as to how much of a difference it will make going forward. I do think the new administration will be keen to attract foreign investors. There have been some reports in the media that they're going to allow investors to buy 10% of shares in companies. Actually, that's not new. That is something that was introduced back in 2009, where a decree allowed foreign investors to own up to 5% of shares in listed banks and 10% in other listed companies. However, the fact that the government is focusing on this and you know, making a point of saying that they will be eager to attract foreign investors is a good sign.
Yeah, but I suppose if you look at the fact that this market has mainly banks and financial services company, the suggestion would be that perhaps what's required out of the new authorities is a move to encourage companies outside of that sector to list on the bourse. Do you see any possibility that we could see perhaps listings outside of financial services coming into play?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it will be absolutely necessary going forward. It is a very small, illiquid market, as you mentioned. Just 10 companies opened today, and I think trading was actually going on with the shares of just 6 of those, so not even all 10. The market capitalization is about $3 billion US, as you mentioned earlier. Even prior to the conflict, the daily trading volumes were very low on the stock market. So yes, the new administration will have to encourage new listings. They have said already that they're looking at listing 2 of the mobile operators, that's Al-Madar and Libyana. However, it's worth pointing out that this has been on the cards for many years. One thing that might come into play is the involvement of the former, or the extent of the involvement of the former regime in various Libyan companies, and the telecom sector is actually a good example of that, where Colonel Gaddafi's son, Muammar Gaddafi, controlled what was effectively the telecoms ministry, the General Post and Telecommunications Company,
right,
which in turn owned Al-Madar and Libyana. So there may be some regulatory and legal issues which have yet to be resolved before new listings take place.
Yeah, but curiously though, Karin, is the fact that, you know, this is a country where we know oil is, of course, the big forex earner as well as a big part of the economy, and there's no oil listing on that exchange. Is there a possibility that we could see perhaps either some of the oil distributors or perhaps the producers coming on?
Possibly. I mean, there's no reason for that not to happen. The oil sector has already recovered remarkably quickly since the conflict, and obviously that in turn has, you know, boosted or will boost the economy going forward, which should benefit the stock market as well. I mean, going forward, there is a need for the government to diversify away from the oil sector as well, as the economy is almost entirely dependent on that at the moment. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we will see companies out, both from the oil sector and outside it, listing in the future.